Hi guys, we're here today with our Spookathon TBR. Spookathon is a readathon that's happening between October 16th and 22nd, and the goal is to just read some creepy books and thrillers and all that kind of good stuff that you want to read during the month of October. We've been looking forward to it all year, and so we thought it'd be fun to do a video all together, kind of showing you guys what we plan to read during the readathon.
So this readathon is hosted by 3 booktubers, Lala, Paige, and Shannon, and we will leave links to their channels in the description down below. Alright, so we're just gonna have like a little discussion. I have all of the challenges. You don't necessarily have to do the challenges, but there are some if you want, and we're just gonna discuss what books we're gonna read during the week.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so Spookathon challenge number 1 is read a thriller. What do you got for?
Okay, well, I've actually got a few books that would work for this. I guess the one I'll show you guys is Last Seen Leaving by Caleb Roehrig. I think that's how you say his last name. And this I thought was really interesting because it is a thriller about a girl that goes missing, but it's also got some great LGBTQ rep in it. So I'm excited to see like how that plays into it and where it comes up. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's an amazing cover.
I've had it on my shelf for a really long time. I started it like a few months ago, but then put it aside for whatever reason, so I'm excited to see what happens.
Get back to it.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
That's good.
Dal?
My turn? The first thriller that I'm doing is Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerrera, illustrated by Pia Guerrera. This is book 1 of a graphic novel series, and it sounds super spooky, and...
What's it about?
What's it about? So Why the Last Man is literally the last man. An unexpected, unexplained something sweeps through the entire world and kills every living man and male animal as well. So he is the last man living, and he has a pet monkey who is the last male animal alive. So they're living in a world of women, and everyone's trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I think for mine, I also have crossover. I'm gonna read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I actually don't know a lot about this book. I try not to read full synopsis of thrillers before going in.
Really good things.
But I know it's set on a cruise ship, and that sounds like a very you're very kind of secluded, no escape. So I'm pretty excited to get to this one. I've had
heard
it on my
good
TBR
things about Ruth Ware.
Yeah,
in
me
general.
too. So I'm excited to get to this one.
Cool.
Awesome.
Alright, 2 to 2. And the second challenge is read a book with a spooky word in the title.
Okay.
So this is the one book on my TBR that I'm not 100% sure on, just because I haven't heard anyone really talking about it. But it has witch in the title. It's called Witch Town by Cory Putman Oaks. I don't know, it kind of sounds like Practical Magic, the movie, which I really enjoy. So I haven't read into it too much, but it's about these women that go to a place called Witch Town, and it looks kind of spooky. So if you've read this already, let me know what you thought of it. I might change this one out, I'm not sure.
Looks fun though.
Yeah.
My spooky word is The Strange and Deadly Portraits of Bryony Gray. This is an arc I just got yesterday, and it comes out in middle of February next year, and it's basically a middle grade retelling of The Portrait of Dorian Gray, which is a classic. Yeah. Sounds very spooky. And yeah, it says 10 and up, but I know it's gonna scare me.
Middle grade is scary.
That cover creeps me out.
Yeah, it's a super creepy cover.
Mine is Classic Tales of Horror by Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice.
I read Poe in middle school and remember really liking it, but I don't remember a whole lot about the stories I read because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get back to this because I know he's it's a classic, but I know his stories are really readable.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to split it up so I can read a story here and there throughout the readathon.
That's smart.
Very cool.
The third challenge is read a book based on a childhood fear.
So for me, I was very scared of being kidnapped as a child. Still kind of am. So I'm picking up The Creeping by Alexandra Sirowy. I don't know how to say her last name.
It sounded nice the way you said it.
Thank you. Well, I read one of her books during last year's Spookathon, and I really enjoyed it, so I decided to pick up this one. And it's essentially about 2 girls who are kidnapped when they're young, and one girl returns and one does not. And that's all I read into it, because I want to be surprised.
That sounds scary.
Creepy!
And that cover, like, creeping in the tree.
Yeah, she's creeping.
I don't have mine with me because I haven't made it to the library yet, but it's waiting for me there. I went quite literal with this one. I'm just going to read a Goosebumps book because just walking past the shelves of Goosebumps when I was a kid scared the bejesus out of me. Just like the oozy writing and everything. I was a very easily scared
Did you read
kid.
any Goosebumps?
Never read a Goosebumps in my life. They're too spooky.
It's time.
So
let me know if you need a
to-
recommendation, because I was obsessed.
oh yeah, okay. I don't want any dummies in it, or maybe I should do one with a dummy because
I mean,
I
that
just
is the
jump
most
right to the
classic,
deep end.
but there's a lot of good ones.
Okay.
We'll figure
We
it
saw
out.
R.L. Stine speak at Yellowfest
We did.
before the movie came out.
Nice.
I haven't seen the movie. Don't want to see it.
I haven't seen it either, but it was cool.
I'm a Goosebumps purist. Love it.
Mine is a fear I still have, and there's someone inside your house.
Yeah.
I don't have a final copy yet. This is just like a partial arc, but I will be picking it up. But this, like as a kid, nothing scared me more than the thought that somebody was lurking in my house somewhere that I wasn't aware of.
Oh, I
Yeah.
still
And
check
still,
rooms
like-
in my house.
Like if I hear a weird noise, I'm like, is there someone under my bed? Because that's rational. So I'm excited to get to this. I hear it's actually like quite fun. So yeah, and I love Stephanie Perkins. So
Yeah. I want to pick that one up too.
Yeah.
Me too.
At some
and
point.
this cover has grown on me quite a lot.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's vibrant.
Yeah.
Fourth is read a book with orange on the cover.
Cool.
So I had a really hard time with this. I had a couple books on my shelf that had orange on the cover, but they're definitely not spooky books at all. But I found one, and it is a comic that I'm excited to read called Plutona.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
looks
it's
cool.
like these kids find a body in the woods, and that's basically all I know. But it's got orange on the cover, so it works.
That sounds cool, actually.
Yeah, I picked it up just because I liked the cover, to be honest, and I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited.
That looks great.
I'm gonna steal that one.
Ick.
Yeah, if you guys want to borrow it, let me know. So that's mine.
Cool. I'm going with The Martian by Andy Weir. Very on theme, very orange. I also have a Ray Bradbury collection, also waiting for me at the library with a spooky orange cover.
He's excellent.
Yeah, it's the October something. I'm blanking on the full title, but it sounds
October
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so mine's another arc, and I have Blood and Sand by C.V. Wick. This comes out in January, I believe. And I think it's about like badass female gladiators.
Ooh.
And it's very orange. I don't know if it's necessarily spooky, but it's probably violent.
That's true. It's probably gory.
And I've heard, I was looking at early reviews. There aren't too many yet, but all of them have been really positive. So I'm excited to check this one out.
Sounds
Cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Next. The fifth challenge is read a book that has a spooky setting.
Cool. I'm really excited about mine. Yeah, so I'm going to read The Graveyard Book, Volume 1, the illustrated version by Neil Gaiman. I have Volume 2 as well, so if I finish this one early, I probably will read the second one as well. I've read the normal novel version of The Graveyard Book, and I really love it. So, yeah, and I think it's very fitting. It's in a graveyard! Yeah,
That looks cool.
yeah, I'm excited.
All three of mine that I've talked about already have. I don't read quite as fast as these bookworms, so I'm overlapping a bit on them.
That's
But yeah, I think for different reasons, these all have incredibly spooky settings. I think particularly
Yeah.
this for me, being stuck on Mars is
It's scary.
Alone.
alone. Yeah. No, thank you.
And mine's Victorian London, which I know it's not always spooky, but I feel like in the case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it's gonna be pretty spooky.
Yeah.
I've read like a graphic novel retelling of this story that was okay, but I feel like this original text is probably gonna be like super scary. Last year for Spookathon I read the classic Dracula and I read Frankenstein, so I always like feel like it's good to throw in a spooky classic here and
yeah.
there. So I'm excited to read this one because I actually don't like before I read the graphic novel, I really didn't know what the story was about. So
Cool.
all right, so that was all of the official challenges.
Yes.
There is also a group book called
A Stranger in the House by Shari Lapena.
yeah, and I do plan on reading that one as well. I think.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but then I saw it at the bookstore, and it was like the only copy left, and I was like, it's meant to be mine. So I'm going to give it a try. We were just talking about this morning, how a lot of us don't read thrillers that often, but when we do, we really enjoy them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to read this. I'm excited to read the group book. I read the group book last time, and it was fun, so.
What was it last year?
It was the Alexandra Sirowy.
Oh, okay.
Called The Haunting or something?
The Telling.
The Telling.
Yeah.
It was good.
If I can fit this one in, it's definitely whether or not I
can
get
love
it
it.
in this week. It will be read.
Yeah, thrillers. I tend to read thrillers really quickly because you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, they're usually fast reads for sure.
So.
So we have a copy. So we
Okay.
might read it.
All right, so that is the books we're planning to read during Spookathon, October 16th to 22nd. Let us know if you are participating, and let us know what books you're planning on reading in the comments down below. We'd
Yes,
love to hear
please.
it. It's always such a fun week. We had such a good time doing it last year. But yeah, as always, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome. Bye!
Bye!